How's everybody doing tonight? This is Trey here with Bobby of Primer 55. How you doing tonight, Bobby?
Good, man.
Great. Your album just came out yesterday. What's the title of that album?
The new release.
That's a sweet name for a CD. How'd you guys come up with that?
It's lazy. Very lazy, you know? And, it's like a double meaning type of, name for a record. So
Yeah.
it's either, I guess we are sarcastic and lazy maybe, or it's our new release, you know what I mean? For the songs that are on it, which the one I lean towards, you know what I mean? But how the general public takes it, I guess, is a different story.
Where did you and Jason meet up to form Primer 55?
I was living in Memphis, Tennessee for about 8 years, and I met him on like the local scene and stuff, and his old band used to open up for mine, and I just went up to him one day and I was like, band really sucks, and you should sing for me, and it's like
He's all down for it?
not at first, you know what I mean? It's just like I was honest, you know what I mean? It's just like exactly what I said to him, and that's how we met. And Jason's always been like a quiet type of guy, so I'm a little more loud than he is, so it's like a couple months later he comes up to me at a show and he's like had one of his friends bring me a demo tape that he made, you know what I mean? He couldn't do it himself, you know what I mean? He had somebody give it to me of some stuff he did by himself. I took it home and listened to it and went from there, man. Called him up, said, come over to my house right now, and the first song we wrote was Loose,
Oh, yeah.
So.
First song on the old CD as well. How was it working with MCUD from Head on your last album?
It's family, man. I mean, those are our people.
Oh, yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So it's just all natural.
Head gets spins on here, too. Oh, yeah.
Oh, definitely, man. We just saw us hanging out with those guys a couple of weeks ago.
Oh, wow.
Actually, on the West Coast.
They still playing out there? Or are they on tour? Or are they just hanging out?
Doing a couple radio shows. They did a show with Soulfly, just more.
It's another good band.
Yeah, more of our extended family, and just like one-offs and stuff like that. They're writing a new record right now, back home in California.
Sweet.
So I'm anticipating that one.
Oh,
maybe
yeah,
they'll hurry up and get it out. So.
Oh yeah. Now I've heard your new disc twice since it came out yesterday. I received it in the mail that day. And it's really artistic, I think, this time around. I heard like a piano in there, and I also heard some, I think there were trumpets or horns in there. Now, did you guys come up with that together, or was that somebody's idea on their own? Or?
Well, I produced this record, you know what I mean? Like more of a production effort than on the last one. I co-produced our first record and produced this one.
Yeah.
So it's like, back to back, the sounds and, everything about the general overtones of the two records back to back is like totally different. So you can tell there's another person there.
Oh, yeah.
And I was really involved in the making of this, the recording and stuff like that. And it's just like, we just didn't care, man. You know what I mean? Don't really care what anybody thinks, and it's like this new metal, rap metal, whatever the hell people are talking.
Yeah.
Names for music nowadays makes me sick.
Yeah, it makes me sick too.
It's all rock and roll.
It's all the media too. Lots of them make up all kinds of crazy words. I mean, I get press kits all the time and see what they write about bands, and it's ridiculous,
It's dumb, man. And it's the whole last year we toured for the first record. Just every night it was the same thing. It's like everybody's wearing the same damn tennis shoes, and it's like made me, I couldn't stand it, It made me sick. We got done touring. I looked at Jason, I stepped off the bus in my house, and I was like, I'm done. I don't listen to music anymore. I don't listen to new records anymore, and I didn't. And I went in, basically started writing this record like the next day after we got off tour, when we got back home to Louisville, Kentucky. And, the only thing that I gathered inspiration for the music on this record from like old records like Black Sabbath and Led Zeppelin and Leonard Skinner and stuff like that. And it's like
roots then.
Yeah, everybody that loves, that's a fan of music has those special records for them that you'll always remember the first time you heard that song and the feeling that it gave you, you know what I mean? And when you throw it on today, it gives you the same feeling. That's the only music we listen to, to write for this record and stuff like that and gather inspiration. Which is another reason I think it's like 20 times different from our last record, other than the fact of trying to set ourselves apart from this whole cliquey group of bands over here that are new metal or whatever, or whatever the hell they're called. And it's just, it's dumb. Music today is so blown out, and it's corporate, and it's not about rock and roll anymore. It's about, you know, it's like I said, it's about the tennis shoes and stuff like that, and it's like
Getting a contract, stuff like that.
sign a record deal, like whoa, it's like, you know, I rap today or whatever. It's, shut up, and, you know.
Oh yeah.
And it's you know, I can't deal with it, man. And it's just, we're a rock and roll band, period. You know what I mean? I think with this record we proved that we can do more musically. You know what I mean? You know, Jason rapped on Jason rapped on the last record, so we were a rap metal band last year. You know what I mean?
Yeah, it sort of sounds more rockish this time.
It's like, you know, that's just who we are. You know what I mean? We love all different types of music.
Oh, of course.
And we'll be a band together as long as every record changes. You know, when the time comes we make 2 records that sound alike, there won't be another one. You know what I mean? So I'm done. I'll move on to something else.
That's awesome.
You know, it's got to be, you know, music's universal, man. It's not about this whole thing about, you know, I like this band because they look like the other bands or they're cool. And
you should pick for yourself in your brain, not for their clothes or whatever like that, you know, for the music, of course.
Listen to the rock and roll and get something out of it, man, or jazz or country or whatever your bag is, you know what I mean? Something that means something to you, and take it with you and use that. And be proud of it and stand up for what you like, you know? Stand up for who you are and be yourself. You know, and it's like, fashion would be a lot cooler if everybody did that, you know what I mean? Because people would be wearing some crazy stuff.
Oh,
you know?
yeah. So. I don't see nothing wrong with that. Which album do you think was harder work? Probably the second one, because you said you produced it, right?
Yeah, I mean, it's just, I mean, that's like my second pastime.
Yeah.
It's like, you know, I love the production side of records and stuff, and you know, I do a little bit of that stuff when I'm home. I have time off with, like, you know, bands and stuff. And you know, was it hard? It took a long time, you know. It took us about 8 months to do this, and but at the same time, it's like we took our time, because most bands, after they get done touring for their first record, go right into the studio and make another record, and it comes out like the next week.
Yeah.
And it's like, you don't see too many bands like us. It's like, you saw us last year, you know, on our first record, and we'll be back, you know, when we're done, and, you know, deal with it. And because we're not going to come out, we're not going to, like, write a record just so we can have one out in the stores, you know what I'm saying?
Oh, yeah, so you can just say
that. You gotta live life for a bit, and, you know, gather your inspiration and do some soul searching and stuff like that, and find out, you know, try to get out what you want to say, and, you know, do it the right way. And that's just the way we do things. You know, sometimes it takes us a while, sometimes it doesn't, but it's not going to be, you know, half of whatever it could be when we're done, you know?
Oh, yeah.
It's going to be the real thing.
Heck yeah, man. Well, how do you feel that you guys have changed between Introduction and Mayhem and the new release?
We just do not give a shit now. You know what I mean? Yeah. I give less of a shit now than I ever have in my life. And I've never been the type of person to care, you know what I mean? But it's just, you know, I don't care. It's like, we're Primer 55, you know what I mean? Rock and roll band, period. You know, Southern rock band, you know, we're from Kentucky. So it's just like, call us whatever you want to, man, you know what I mean? Mm-hmm. If you want to make enemies, give us some stupid name, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
It's like, it's just, we're us, man, and that's how we changed. The music business has changed us, you know? We're more anti-everything now than we ever have been.
I bet you've been through some shit then in the past year, huh?
It's definitely been a roller coaster, you know, and there's been great ups and there's been really bad downs, but, you know, you gotta move along, trudge forward.
Of course. Now, how did you guys acquire your new members for your band?
We toured with Dope last year for a couple of months, and that's how we met Preston. And you know, on the tours stuff, you know, it's like, you know, me, Preston, and Trip, you know, hang out and stuff like that. And
Trip's cool too.
He is, man. He's a crazy guy. The one of a kind.
Definitely.
Yeah. And we just went and did that thing, you know what I mean? Then we went on and did Ozfest after that and finished out our year. Went in the studio to make the record, and right at the time we were doing that, right at the time we came off the road last year, we lost our bass player too. And you know, so it's just like, whatever, going to make a record, I play the guitar and the bass.
Yeah, I saw that. You play the bass and the guitar on the CD.
You know what I mean? So.
Jeez, you're an all-around guy. Produced it, play the guitar, play the bass.
It's just, you know, it was fun, man. You know,
That's
it's just like.
You can't find many people that do that now.
It's just how you look. That's how I look at stuff. You know what I mean? It's just, I love playing different instruments. You know what I mean? It's, you know, I don't like to consider myself as just a guitar player. I'm a guitar player in my band, you know.
Yeah.
But it's like, you know, I think if you're a musician, I think the more instruments you school yourself in, you know, the better off you are. It's like, you know, so many more different styles out there. You know, even if you play a piano.
Oh, of course.
Or something like that. But I called up one of my friends, John Stanier from Helmet.
Okay,
And
yeah.
He played the drums on the record, and it's like one of my best friends in the world now. And,
Yeah, he's an awesome fucking drummer, man.
and he
Definitely.
He helped round out the sound too. You know what I
Yeah.
mean, with like the whole Helmet thing, and I was just like, damn, dude, come on.
Blown away. I was. I mean, I really like your CD. It's really dope, man.
You know, he helped push that along. You know what I mean? It's like John will hold down the ass end of anything when it comes to music, boy. You know, the way his drumming style and stuff. So I was like in heaven during that part, and you know, we just did the bass and stuff like that and got it finished up. And we're about halfway through it. Actually, I found out that Tripp had left and joined Static, and a couple days later, I found out the Preston was gone. So I was like, well, shit, you know, what can we do?
Let me get in on that.
Yeah. So